for the Normandy. Welcome back for another episode of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition with randomized decisions. If you missed the last episode, we took on the Thorian. We took down the Thorian. And can I hear? Yes, I can. There's no sound. Okay. Sorry about that. If you are excited for this episode, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below, comment down below, all that good stuff. Sorry guys, I went to the restroom in between episodes here and came back and I'm like, hey, I can't hear anything, and sometimes I have technical difficulties, so I got a little paranoid. This episode, though, we are going to talk to our crew about what just happened here. So we got a trip around the Normandy to do here, to talk to everybody and get some updates. Start off with Joker here.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
I have to go.
All right, see you.
I can't not have Joker's commentary. I know there's not much to it. He talks a lot more in the next game, and then Mass Effect 3, he's actually like a pretty major character. So, but I like Joker. Voiced by Seth Green, for those that don't know. Lots of famous people in these games. Captain Anderson is Keith David. And then Benezia is actually Deanna Troi from Star Trek. So,
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
You look
Here's
much
a random
better.
number.
How
1.
are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
Alliance medical
Here's a
personnel
random
take
number.
courses in alien
2.
biology, just in case.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Yep.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
So you saw us
Here's
as
a
some
random
kind of
number.
joke?
3.
As I said, I was ignorant about your species, but I have been watching you and your crew. I feel as if I have learned a great deal. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You can't argue with
2.
results.
No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm doing the best I can.
Here's a random number.
There is a
1.
reason the Council chose you to become a
So
Spectre.
random.
They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did on Torfin. I cannot even imagine how horrible that must have been, but you did what had to be done.
You didn't need to go behind my
1.
back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure
Here's a
you're
random
interested in me?
number.
Or is
1.
it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
Ooh. Pick a number between 1 and... Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 4. Ha.
1.
How could you and I have a relationship? We're not even the same species.
Asari and humans are physiologically compatible in most ways, Commander. Of course, a relationship must involve more than mere physical contact. There must also be an emotional and spiritual connection between us. Our species may be different, but there are many things we could share. But none of this matters if you are already involved in a serious relationship with Chief Williams.
Pick a number between 1 and 3. Oh.
My
3.
relationships are none of your business.
Ooh.
I apologize, Commander. I did not mean to pry. I thought there was a mutual attraction between us. Obviously, I do not know as much about human relationships as I thought.
So, if we want to do a Liara relationship, we've got 1 out of 4 chance here for Liara to be in a relationship with us. So, let's see what happens. Pick a number between 1 and 4. Pick a number between 1 and 4. Oh.
Here's a random number. 1.
There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from 2 different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
These things never make
Here's
sense.
a random number.
They just happen.
1.
We get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
Don't tell me a little
Here's a
danger
random
puts you
number.
off.
2.
This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. I need some time.
Take all the
2.
time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
All right. So we've started the relationship path with Liara so far. I'd be okay with romancing Liara. Nothing wrong with that. All right, Caden, what do you got for me?
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharaohs. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the council.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
And what do they think?
Here's a random number. 2.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Ooh.
Is this going to be a
3.
problem?
No, Commander, it'll settle down. It's rough sometimes, but they spike higher than a lot of L3s. Except for you, of course. Besides, I fared a lot better than some after Kinetics was through.
Got a story
2.
there, Alenko?
You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero? They're all classified. Because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
I'm sure Canadics did
Here's
what
a
they thought
random
was
number.
It
1.
wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges
1.
for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Learning more about Caden's past there. A little bit interesting with his training and whatnot. Alright, let's head downstairs. Doop doop doo. It's a nice little decommish after a big time mission that we just did. Rex!
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Pick a number between 1 and 2. Really? Pick a number between 1 and 2.
What happened?
2.
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
What did you want?
1.
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
It sounds like a trap
2.
to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
1.
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
What kind of business?
2.
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
What's so important about this
1.
armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Alright. Learning more about our crewmates. Let's go on and talk to
before
Ashley.
I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Is he?
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
I don't need to tell
Here's
you
a
it's
random
inappropriate
number.
to gossip
3.
about how cute your commanding officer is.
No, you don't. Sorry about that. It won't happen again.
Ooh. Ooh.
Commander,
What's your opinion on the last mission?
gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Wow, I've never done that
Dismissed,
before. Just completely cut off that entire conversation chain. Okay. I guess we don't get to know Ashley any better. And no chance to romance her, so we're Liara
Good
all
to
the
see
way.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
What happened?
Here's
Why
a
were you
random
investigating?
number. 2.
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was it?
2.
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
So how did you figure out what
Here's
was
a random number. 1.
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
You're kidding, right?
Here's a random
Why
number.
would anyone want
1.
Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the
1.
geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Oh, wait, no, that's not going to work.
Here's a random number.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
You mean threatened?
1.
Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
So he was growing spare
3.
parts in his own employees.
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
I hope he got what he deserved.
Here's a random number.
That's
2.
the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not?
Here's
What
a
the hell
random
happened?
number. 2.
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway,
2.
right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
No wonder you hated
3.
him there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can
Here's
see
a
both
random
sides.
number. 2.
But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Okie dokie. And we got one more crew member to talk to. Hope you guys are enjoying the talking episode. I'm not talking much myself, but I mean, that's the thing with a story-based game.
I'm glad you're here.
Crap. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
Good to see you smiling.
Here's a
again,
random number.
so to
1.
speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to
Here's
go.
a random number.
We'll find something
1.
to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself.
Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Pick a number between 1 and 3.
Here's a random number. 3.
I don't know. That's like...
Just remember why you're really here. Stay focused on Saren.
Understood, Shepard.
I should go.
See you later.
Alright. Yeah, I feel bad about that, but I reserve myself to the RNG. That's the rules of this playthrough. I don't like being mean to Tali, though. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call that an episode here. A little bit shorter here today, just so that, you know, we can cut it off at a good point. If you're excited for the next episode, we're going to head back to the Citadel, do a couple things there, and then we're going to start doing some of these side missions that we've picked up, because we've got quite a few to do before we head on to Noveria. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below, comment down below, all that good stuff. And other than that, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you next time. Peace!